Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, a production of Agoracom, with which we take the time to speak with small cap companies right after they put out important news. With us today, I'm happy to have him back, Alan Paul Silverstein, President CEO of ImagineAR, IP on the CSE, IPNFF for our friends in the US. As the name implies, for those of you who are new to the story, more people are coming on because the company keeps making these great headlines. Imagine is an augmented reality company. They enable businesses to create their own mobile phone AR campaigns with next to no programming. In fact, no programming or technology. And AR is essentially a technology that lays digital images and graphics over the real world, much different virtual reality. The company's already started commercializing. I'm not going to go through all their clients, but there are a lot of them. They're a Microsoft co-sell partner. An example of the commercialization, they signed a five-year, $300,000 license agreement with Wave Sports Entertainment recently. They also did the same thing with Slap It On Sports not too long ago. Partnership with an award-winning digital marketing firm for casinos, and a partnership with a top-ranked global consulting firm with over 5,000 consultants around the world. So they're doing amazing things, and today it just got better. Here's the headline: NFL Alumni Association's Academy and ImagineAR signed 5-year partnership agreement. That 5-year number is quite the number. Alan, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, George. Appreciate it. I love the enthusiasm, and we're just as excited as you. We've been waiting to get, another 3-letter organization in professional sports onto our client list. We did the NBA Sacramento Kings, and then unfortunately COVID-19 hit and we weren't able to move ahead, but certainly pumped to be with the NFL Alumni, first project being the Academy, to get started and kick off this 5-year revenue partnership relationship.
Well, look, before I even go into the specifics of the partnership name just seemed to keep getting bigger and bigger. I mean, this is the NFL Alumni Academy, right? How are you feeling, watching ImagineAR just get the attention of big organizations? And how should shareholders be feeling seeing this press release?
Well, you know what? It's been a grind, right? We've been working day in, day out for over 3.5 years building this. We've invested millions of dollars into the ImagineAR platform, and we started seeding the market. We started with the minor league teams. We started with the local teams, the Erie minor league, the baseball team, the hockey team, the basketball. We did some things with, AT&T, the Basketball Hall of Fame. We kept seeding the market, building while we kept building it out. And it takes time. It's a startup for sure. We're building up momentum. We've got that platform. We joined Microsoft. We joined the GSIC, which is the European Microsoft Sports Group. And we're getting our name out there. And when you get the NFL alumni under your belt, it's a proud moment. It is tied to the NFL. It's going to be working with past famous players who we all grew up and watched and know and were heroes of ours. But it gives us a satisfaction to the team, to all of us who've worked so hard for all these years to really start building out our brand and bringing AR, but also enterprise solutions to the marketplace for engagement and activation. And that's really what we focus on. So it's great for us. We have had a lot of long-term shareholders been with us. I'm sure they're quite happy today. And again, I think this is really the start. We've seeded the market previously, but this is the march that we've all been looking for to begin getting our name, not only in North America, but around the world into professional sports and identifiable names and brands who are going to leverage augmented reality with ImagineAR for engagement and activation in many different ways.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you mentioned that you had to start off small, right? Sometimes the investment world wants, hey, when are you going to announce the biggest deal in the world? And you've been doing it right. You've been doing it right, building, and look at the names that you're bringing in. So let's talk about this agreement. All right. What is it that you guys are doing? I see that it's a custom platform for NFL teams, and then it's going to go beyond. So give everyone just a layman's review of what are you guys doing together?
Absolutely. So we met with Dean Dalton, former Vikings coach for many years, also has been on TV show, and him and his partner, Brian Klassmeyer, who we signed the 5-year Wave deal. By the way, that 5-year, 250,000 USD deal, which got signed. This is not it. This is a new deal. We are expecting to announce what we'll be doing together within the November timeframe, and I think everyone's going to be pretty excited about that opportunity. But
All right,
coming back to this,
Wave helped bring this one forward, but this isn't
absolutely,
it. This
isn't the big one.
outside of what you guys are going to be doing.
Correct. This is another one. And with the NFL alumni, specifically the academy, starting to work with them, is to help the NFL players who may have got cut, who are out there, top free agents. So they're coming to the academy that Dean and Brian created, sort of like the minor leagues, right? The Pelicans are a G League team. They're one of our clients for the NBA. You have the minor league baseball team. So you don't have that for the NFL. So the academy is going out there. It's building it out in Canton, Ohio, right next door, the NFL Hall of Fame. They're creating their own bubble. They're inviting free agents who are NFL ready, pretty much top line players, and applying their own coaches. And they needed a system to manage the players, all the video, day to day of all the players, the notes and everything else. And they came to us and asked if we would do it. And certainly we are an enterprise business. We're not just sitting here putting little AR activations or green screen players, which we could do easily and quickly, as you know, as part of our AR. But they asked us, and in weeks, we built an enterprise grade for all the NFL teams to access all the information. It's a private portal. It's not public, that they could, if they have an injury on a team, they can go right into the portal, see all the players available, see all the film clips, what they're doing, all their training drills, what the comments are, and select players as replacement as the season goes on. It's a great system. It'll expose us to all the NFL teams, which is a tremendous opportunity as well, working closely with Dean and Brian. And it shows that we are a top tier company. We're not sitting here doing small little things, but really engaging significantly in the world of sports, not only for fans, but now working with the NFL alumni and their organization to bring players into the NFL season as it progresses.
Yeah, there's sometimes you hear criticism online, and every company is. I don't care if you're the Pope. Everybody gets criticism, right? But sometimes you hear the criticism. You say, "Well, what does ImagineAR do?" Big deal. They're going to put a football that you can put on you can put via augmented reality into your backyard. Who cares? We've been trying to tell people that no, that's not it. You just see that as a basic example online. And I want to read what Dean Dalton said because I think this is important. ImagineAR is providing the industry-leading mobile augmented reality platform to the NFL Alumni Association to engage and activate players, coaches, and sponsors. Within weeks, ImagineAR developed and launched an interactive proprietary cloud solution for our academy. And then he goes on. I mean, that's big enterprise tech development. That's not, hey, George, turn on your Imagine app and you're going to see a football player sitting in your family room. This is going well beyond. How are you guys going to make revenue from this, Alan? Because it looks like a shared revenue arrangement for the next 5 years. How does the revenue start flowing in?
Oh, absolutely. And that's a good question. So initially we did the platform for them. That was a billable, small revenue opportunity just for ImagineAR, but that was really step A of the partnership. As we continue, the NFL alumni, starting with the academy, they have brands, they have sponsorship, they have relationships. They want to start monetizing it to help themselves and help the past players. They have, I think, 35, 37 chapters throughout the United States where a lot of former players are based in cities. And we are going to give a platform opportunity for them to engage with fans from their former years, to engage with brands, to communicate with those fans, and start building their community for the NFL Alumni Association and with the Academy. So it's really going to be a branding, sponsorship, activation opportunity, as well as a way for members of the alumni also to monetize the AR platform themselves, to communicate their specific needs, their desires, their missions, maybe some of their foundations. So we really see it as a cross-the-board platform opportunity that they can build their own communication channels within the platform. And we've built some great new features and functions specifically for this specific platform, as well as the Slap It On, which both will be rolled out when it comes in November. And it'll be pretty exciting. Nobody's ever done this before. I don't want to reveal it yet, but you're going to see some amazing new technology in AR that's really going to take the engagement community opportunities to a whole new level nobody ever imagined. So this is exciting for us.
And for everyone at home, I can tell you, I know this market specifically because one of our sister companies that we launched, Fancom, specifically is partnered with over 30 NFL retired players. Why? There's three kinds of players. There's the top line guys when like Tony Romo, when he retires, he gets a $15 million a year contract to do broadcasting. He doesn't need any help with generating revenue. There's the bottom tier guys, unfortunately, play 2-3 years. Nobody really knows them. They go into obscurity. But then there's a really big fat middle group. That's the guys who aren't getting the big, $5-10 million gigs, but they're well known. They've got 200,000-300,000 followers on Twitter. They've got 500,000 followers on Instagram. And what they need to do is stay relevant, because the most valuable thing that they have is their own brand. They struggle. I know this for a fact because I've spoken with hundreds of NFL players. I was at the Super Bowl talking to all these guys. They struggle to remain relevant, and the longer they take to remain relevant, the lower their brand value goes. So something like this, Alan, is going to be huge for these guys, because here's George Scholes, a linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys, played there for 5 years. I've got 300,000 fans. Now I can keep connecting with my fans after I've retired or ended my career. And I think they're going to be jumping all over this. That's what I think.
And I agree. And use it also for business opportunities. Many of these guys go into sales, they have business relationships, they sign autographs.
Right.
This is another vehicle that they can monetize and maybe bring to businesses or relationships they have out in the marketplace, and have an opportunity to generate more revenue for the Alumni Association and for themselves or for their foundation. So social media has gotten very cluttered, and COVID-19, as unfortunate it is, has taken social media where it's cluttered. Everyone's posting to it. You can't stand out. You can't communicate. Where mobile augmented reality gives you that unique one-to-one relationship through the mobile phone in a clean, healthy, safe way, and it'll give you the ability to build a community. And certainly as we continue forward, this is a great tool, low cost, but can be leveraged for brand activation, sponsorships, and start generating money of recurring revenue. And we're going to be partners in that for the next 5 years.
Well, and I'm going to finish off with this. I know for a fact from all the players we were talking to, most of the income they're generating was income that required them to physically be somewhere. So autograph signings, they got to go somewhere to a bar, Allen's bar. They tell everyone they go sign autographs. Or they show up to an event and someone pays them to be at the event because George from Agoracom wants to say, hey, come to my event, Roger Staubach is here. But the problem with that is COVID's put an end to all that.
Correct.
So they need digital revenue streams. That's why I love when I saw this press release. I absolutely love it. Let me ask you, hey, by the way, is this, tongue in cheek, but is this the imminent North American Sports Entertainment Agreement that you press released on July the 27th?
And no, it isn't, first of all, and that's funny. And that one is still very much there. And we did the release, and just to clarify, George, we did it because we were engaged in the conversations and negotiations since May. We were communicated that it's going to happen almost, immediately. A lot of people were involved in this. It is a very, very large and highly respected sports and entertainment company. When people hear about it, there is an outside factor that isn't caused by us that caused this to be delayed. And I think when it is ultimately, and I am extremely optimistic it will be announced, people will understand the delay. But we put it out because so many people at the organizations involved were aware of the deal, and knowing we're a small cap company, we wanted to leverage the playing field and equal it out. We didn't want them to know and then they all jump in knowing the announcement's coming. And this is a way to protect shareholders. And that's why it was announced. It was a protection feature. At that point, we already raised the $4 million. We weren't doing it for the stock price. The stock price was immaterial. We did it to protect shareholders, the long-term ones who've been with us, care about the company, and make sure there's no one who has an advantage over them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And that was it.
Clarify, the status of that is still full green. It's just a timing thing.
I would say that we speak pretty regularly on a weekly basis, if not twice a week. And I would still say we're extraordinarily optimistic that it is going ahead. But no, this is not it. So the good news is we've got a 3-letter name coming up, and we're hoping and expecting that we'll be able to address that one in the very near future as well.
All right. Thanks for clarifying that, because I know that was important. Hey, let's shift gears just a little bit. You've brought on some amazing advisors. Chris Dill just came on, and I want to read his quote. And Dill is the former Portland Trail Blazers Chief Information Officer. He was there for over a decade, and he's all sorts of other stuff. Clients include the Texas Rangers, the LA Football Club, LAFC, and so on and so forth. But he said, and then I want you to chime in my 30 years working in sports entertainment technology, I've never seen a solution that provides such a high level of interaction and engagement. right?
Yeah.
What's Chris Dill going to do for the organization as an advisor, especially when you have him having that kind of third-party validation?
Chris Dill is very highly known in the sports tech world. I met him about a year and a half ago when we were both speaking in Chicago. It was actually on the upcoming sports tech. He was the moderator. It was a standing room only opportunity too, which was great, filled. But he is highly recognized and highly respected. And we've spoken over a year and a half since then. We've communicated what we're doing. He's always looked for updates. And he really started to feel that we were taking such a significant lead that he wanted to get involved with the company. So after multiple discussions, he came aboard. And having him, we always call it like the seal of approval. When you get Chris Dill to come aboard as probably one of the highly recognized 2-3 top people in sports tech in North America, and he even speaks overseas, that gives us an endorsement, a validation of our platform. And his network is large and it's highly respected. So we are excited not only having him aboard just purely as advisor, but our advisors come in a way to incentivize them through stock options and commissions. We don't go out there and give large salaries. I felt these advisors have highly respected careers. Their expertise in specific marketplace can help ImagineAR penetrate it. And having Chris Dill was just absolutely spectacular to have him join, because now we opened up the credibility and the access to sports throughout North America and around the world. And having the former, as you said, the Portland Trailblazer CIO for over 10 years, that's a highly respected individual.
Of course, that means he knows everybody in the industry, right? You're a chief information officer for a major sports brand in North America. You know everybody who's everybody.
Absolutely. And he's terrific. He has a deep technology understanding. He understands our tech stack. He's already sat in some demos. He's already lining up, sales funnel opportunities. So it was a big win for us to announce him, get him aboard, and we're excited as he's joined our team too, going into the end of 2020.
I've been saying from the beginning, third-party validation is everything. And you're way past that now, AP. You're way past that. You got North Highland, Engage Nation, contracts. You're way past that. Now you have advisors that are coming on saying these kind of things. So I'm going to, last question, and then I'm going to also ask you for your final thoughts. Last question. It seems like ImagineAR is really moving into sports. Is that by design, or is the market just taking you there? And because it's taking you there, you're going with it?
It's a good question. And there's two keys to it. First of all, it reminds me back from the phone card days when we were in public, and I think we've discussed this previously from the days of walking the streets. We focused on sports then. And we actually, at that point, I was partners with, it was Shelly Finkel. He was Evander Holyfield's manager, Pernell Whitaker, very, very famous. He's in the Boxing Hall of Fame. He was my partner. And the access to sports with him was easy because he had the heavyweight champ, right? So we decided, let's go out and get the licenses, because no one knew what a phone card was. And we got NHL, Major League Baseball, and Miracle on Ice. But point being, that generated enormous branding opportunities and notoriety of our company, and brought in all the big money, the brands, the sponsors, Lufthansa. We did other major cereal, Yahoo. So I'm looking at repeating the same concept. Sports brings you notoriety, brings you the brands bring you the dollars. Also, Neil Badesky's been with us for over 2 years. Terrific individual, joined us as we were beginning as well. And he is, an icon in sports, very well known. He was VP of the Miami Heat, the Miami Marlins. He knows everyone in sports also. So he's able to walk in a lot of these early accounts to begin with to get us established and follow that same path. So following the same formula pretty much, George, I think you're going to see significant expansion beyond sports as we continue. But it's good to see, after years of a lot of grind, a lot of hard work, hundreds of demos, we are starting to put up the big names. As they say, welcome to the big show. And the Sacramento Kings was good, then COVID hit, but getting the NFL, certainly is a thrill, and it's only the starting point as we go forward.
Well, isn't that funny that people usually use that term generally for anything when you're graduating, or it could be in a vacuum company. People will say, hey, welcome to the NFL. Right? So in your term, welcome to the NFL. All right. So last words. We're near the end of September, and you're already jumping. The company's doing amazing things just in this past few weeks. What should everybody be looking forward to in the last quarter. Is this trajectory going to keep on? Is this going to keep on happening here?
I think we're extraordinarily optimistic that we're going to start seeing, as the fourth quarter continues, some true successes that are going to surprise people, make them happy. I don't want to discuss anything further on it, but certainly the hard work we feel is finally coming together, because when COVID hit, sports teams, brands, marketing, everyone took a step back and wanted to see how it would shake out and where it would go. Well, now we're getting into, back to football. We're in the fourth quarter. We got to get in the red zone and we got to get across the line. And they're realizing we haven't really done anything in 6 months. We got to do something. We can't just sit and wait, because this is something we're going to lose our audience. We're going to lose revenue. We've got make goods in sports. We've got to get our name out and engage. And we have been way busier in the last month than we've been in the previous month. That month, it was crazy. So we're starting to see that is getting to the point where decisions now have to be made. Brands have to move forward. Teams have to move forward. Different organizations are now taking it serious that I can't wait anymore. I've got to go in, engage consumers, drive revenue, build my community, and understand that COVID-19 has been the game changer. And as we've said it multiple times before, AR was a nice to have, and it has become a must have. And across the board in many vertical markets and industries. So we're excited. I'm hoping that we'll see you sooner than later, but we're extremely optimistic, and we're very excited for an amazing end to 2020 for ImagineAR and beyond.
AP, couldn't have said it better myself, man. Congratulations. Even from one entrepreneur to another, knowing how you got to start the basement and you got to slowly inch your way up and you got to fight your way through. But once you get up to these big brands, the whole world starts to know who you are. You brought in Chris Dill and Anderson before that, and everyone that's coming on, and amazing to watch this. And I've started saying online, I don't even, I very much care what's going to happen to this company in the next week, 2 weeks, 3 months, but I can't wait to see how the growth continues right into the end of next year, because I think this company is going to be unrecognizable by then. And that's my opinion. I'm not putting words in Alan's mouth, but the trajectory sure looks like it right now.
Yeah, we're excited. The team's been phenomenal, and people have been working hard. And that's the one thing is rewarding for us. Our technical team, nights and weekends, I drive them nuts. The white flag comes up in the meetings. We have new technology updates coming, significant. Our internal team, our marketing, graphic designers, all of it has just taken us to a whole new level, and we're excited to work together. And my doorbell rang, so this interview is about to end, and I appreciate all your time, and I hope to see you sooner than later, George.
Everyone at home, you've been watching Alan Paul Silverstein, ImagineAR, IP on the CSE, IPNFF. Make sure you get to Agoracom to do your due diligence. Ask questions. He's right there to answer them for you. Full accessibility, full transparency. See you next time.